great to have you with us. It'll be Kennedy Brown and Hannah Hank to jump it off, and away we go. The Blue Devils control the opening tap and immediately into the hands of the talented sophomore Cheyenne Day-Wilson. 40 assists on the season as he sends it to the left, and Richardson, a bounce pass into the post, and an early touch for Brown, a kick out, 3-ball up. Oh boy, Taylor is still sizzling.
Clemson comes out in a 2-3 zone, and Celeste Taylor has just been fantastic from behind the arc lately.
That's 13 in 3+ games now. As the Tigers bring it across, you see the starting lineup tonight includes the grad transfer from Elon Breed. Perpignan, the only player in a Clemson uniform tonight who's played on this floor because of COVID cancellations and scheduling quirks. As Clemson finds themselves down early. First possession of the game, though. Perpignan tried to send it outside, an early theft for the Blue Devils and a chance to run. It's Balagoon in transition all the way in, and a quick 5-0 start for the Blue Devils.
And if you want to be successful in Cameron, you have to figure out how to play against Duke's stingy defense. And one of the ways to play against it is not to let it get set up. Great transition basket by the Tigers, and they get into a 2-2-1 three-quarter court press of their own.
Hannah Hank averages about 5 a game, an early field goal there, and it's 5-2. There's the pressure, a quick deflection, but able to save it in the corner is Richardson. Shot clock's at 17 as they go to work, and it's Day-Wilson a little bit short on a 3, and a rebound inside for Ruby Whitehorn. When we talked to Amanda Butler, the head coach of the Tigers, she said they have to do a much better job rebounding here tonight.
They're coming off a loss against Syracuse, in which Syracuse had 21 offensive rebounds, and I think Coach Butler knows that's inexcusable.
As Hank gets called for a travel inside on the way in, and you see the head coach for the Tigers. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils have been really good offensively of late and able to get out in transition here.
Now they do a great job creating offense with their defense. The Duke defense has been stifling this season, one of the tops in the country.
As they get it down court, oh, nice passing and an easy deuce as Richardson's on the board.
Nice textbook press break by Duke.
Quickly up by 5, 7-2. Concerning for Clemson just because there's only been one team this year to score more than 60 against the Blue Devils, and that was Connecticut.
Duke has held 9 opponents to 50 or less points. So tough on the defensive end. You have to find ways to score. Duke does a great job speeding you up with their full court press, and you have to be able to slow down in the half court and execute.
First foul of the game goes on Celeste Taylor, the senior guard, 5'11", out of Valley Stream, New York. One of the strengths for Carol Lawson's groups is depth. Got 10 players averaging double figures minutes. Why they can press, why they can cause so many problems, because they don't have to, pace themselves out there.
And it's such a luxury if you have a player who's not having a good night. I mean, they've had 7 players lead the team in scoring this season. They have balance, they have variety. They don't have to rely on 1 or 2 players.
And a shot blocker as well, as Brown got a piece there, and Clemson turns it over. The Blue Devils have made 3 of their first 4 shots from the field and jumped on top by 5. As Day-Wilson weaves her way through some traffic, breaks the pressure, now sets up the offense. And multiple players who can run the point as well.
A lot of versatility on this Duke team. A lot of players that can play multiple positions on the offensive and the defensive end.
Here's Taylor again. That one a little bit too strong, but an offensive rebound, a block inside by Hank. A kick out, fresh shot clock to work with as Day-Wilson sends it for Taylor. As Balagoon opts to go to the left, and Cheyenne Day-Wilson will go to work. She'll launch. That's a little bit short and out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers. Didn't catch the rim, so only 7 to shoot. And we talk about the depth to the bench. Goes Carol Lawson, and we see Vanessa De Jesus, the junior guard out of Valencia, California. Carol Lawson, of course, in her 3rd season, 34-15 now at the helm of the Blue Devil program. Spent time with the Celtics, obviously had a broadcasting career as well. And it's incredible what she's done this year with the Blue Devils.
It really, really, really is. The Blue Devils are the only undefeated team in the ACC. Only 1 loss, as you said, to Connecticut. She's just done an amazing job. And the biggest difference for Duke this year is their defense. She was so disappointed with it last year, said they worked on it incredibly hard. Players bought in. They're willing to work hard and get it done, and the Duke defense is stellar. Meanwhile,
Taylor going to launch again on the right. This one's too strong, and it's a shot clock violation. Had to get that off. So they'll blow it dead just over 3 minutes in. It's a Duke team that was projected by the media. So what do we know, right? 7th in the ACC at the start of the season, but now they're 7th in the net, not in the ACC in the country.
They added a bunch of new faces to the roster. They added size, they added depth, they added athleticism, they added some great defenders, and it's really made a difference for this team. But Taylor and Balagoon, the two returners, are the two players that have really been stepping up as of late.
5 transfers and 3 freshmen as that 3 does not go out of the hands of Bradford, and a quick hit ahead for Taylor in transition. 1-on-5, thinks better of it, back up top, finds the trailer, and Kennedy Brown took an extra step. Both teams have gone a little bit cold of late. The Blue Devils have missed their last 4 shots, and Clemson now 2 minutes without a bucket.
Neither team really seeming to find their rhythm yet. Dead ball lets Duke get into their full court press. So you have to break the press. Then you've got to get into your half court offense and play against this high pressure defense who likes to get up the line. Nice pass ahead by Clemson, creating some numbers and an easy shot.
Douglas unable to connect into Jesus out of there with the loose basketball. In transition, here come the Blue Devils. To the baseline it goes in Balagoon. Looking inside, Brown had position, and a foul is going to be called. The pass a little bit offline, but Inyang's going to pick up her first. The sophomore center out of St. Cloud, Florida.
Kennedy Brown does a nice job down low fighting for position, but her forte may be her passing ability. Duke can play inside out a lot because Kennedy Brown has great vision and can find shooters on the perimeter.
18 assists on the year as they go inside. There is Brown, left it a little bit short, and the rebound inside for the Tigers and Amari Robinson. When you think about it, Clemson kind of hanging around despite the slow start offensively.
Doing okay on the defensive end, just have to find a way to score. Driving into Kennedy Brown is not the answer. It's 6'6". She's a shot blocker. That's a tough shot.
And Whitehorn at 6 foot had it rejected. Meanwhile, at the other end, it's to Jesus. A ball fake, got it inside. Nice feed to Brown. Missed the layup, though. And the rebound inside for Inyang, and we get a whistle and a foul coming, I believe, on the Blue Devils. So for this Clemson program, Amanda Butler at the helm, her 5th season. 61 and 77 overall, 17th season as a head coach in total. Won the A10 Coach of the Year honors with Charlotte in 05 and 06. ACC Coach of the Year honors in the 18-19 season. She's just a ball of energy when you watch her work with her team. We were shooting around earlier today. Just a lot of fun.
She coaches the game like she's playing it, doesn't she? Spent 10 years at Florida, some time as an assistant at UNC Charlotte with the head coach Katie Meyer from Miami. She has been in the game for a long time, did a great job with this freshman program. Not so when she came in, struggled last season, but really trying to rebuild things with 4 or 5 starters returning this year and a talented freshman.
Here's Douglas with 8 to shoot. Into the corner it goes. A touch for Perpignan. She weaves into traffic. 3 to shoot. Got to go. Going to pull from 15. Got it. So Bree Perpignan with her first field goal, and it's 7-4 as we hit the midway point of the opening quarter.
Graduate transfer from Elon. She was second team All-CAA, number 2 in the CAA in assists last season, and she's been a good addition to this Clemson roster.
We talk a lot about the Blue Devil defense, and rightfully so with all the statistics they've piled up, but this is a Clemson team that can get into you a little bit. Second in the league in steals, averaging better than 10 a game.
These teams similar in a lot of ways, how they like to pressure, how they like to play full court, tempo they like to play. Both these coaches pride themselves on their defense, and Clemson's zone makes it difficult to score.
To Jesus to inbound, lobs it in. Nice catch up top. Fling it to the left. And a 15-footer is a little bit short out of the hands of Balagoon. And Clemson doing a nice job on the defensive glass, has the rebound. 5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Tigers with the basketball down by 3. Inside they go. Flip it up. Left it short out of the hands of Douglas. An offensive rebound, though, and a fresh 20. Douglas in the left corner going back to work. Cut off along the baseline by Richardson. Sends it back to the center circle, and they'll reset with 10 to shoot.
That's what Duke does to teams. They get you deep in the shot clock. They just get your rhythm out of sync. Right now, the Duke defense dominating. Duke up 3 against Clemson and Cameron.
Brown already with 2 assists tonight.
Well, and she's 3rd on the team in scoring, 2nd in rebounding, but it's the way she passes the ball and sees her teammates that just brings so much, just a great asset for the Blue Devils. You have a 6'6" post player who can distribute like Kennedy Brown can is a nice bonus to have.
We saw the points on the break there, but the Blue Devils leading 7-4, 5.5 minutes in. They've missed their last 7 shots, missed 8 of their last 9. What's Clemson doing defensively that's causing problems? Well, we'll get to that in a second. How about a theft up top for Bradford? She goes inside, off the left window, no, but a foul, and she'll shoot 2.
We said Clemson's got 4 of their 5 returning starters back. They're an experienced team. That 2-2-1 press isn't necessarily designed to steal the ball, more to slow it down and eat into the shot clock. But they've got length, they've got quickness, they get deflections, and right now they're getting to the line by creating some offense with their defense.
And 2 free throws coming for an 81% free throw shooter. And Nunu Bradford, the senior out of Mobile, Alabama, began her career at Jones College, and the first one swirls out. Had 19 last time out in that 14-point loss to Syracuse. 33 made threes a year ago, already with 24 this season.
And she's 5th in the steals in the ACC. She was a first-team All-American junior college. She knows how to play the game.
Yeah, had her streak of 9 straight games with 2 or more ended in that loss to Syracuse, as the second free throw is good. And the Tigers draw to within 2. And more pressure in backcourt. We expected to see this from both teams here tonight as DeJesus breaks it, and now they'll set up the offense as they look to Carol Lawson for the call. Richardson, inside it goes. A touch for Heidi. Sends it off to the right. Penetrating. Not much there, so they'll back out and reset. Oliver's got it. 4 to shoot. On the left, Richardson. Inside they go. Heidi in traffic. Going to force it up. Got it to go. Big time bucket for Mia Heidi. Her first field goal.
Wow, that's a lot of patience by Duke. Good ball movement, reversing the floor, finding the post player. Nice try by Heidi to make that right before the shot clock expired.
Brings to an end a 4.5-minute scoring drought for Carol Lawson's squad.
We haven't seen that a lot from the Blue Devils this year. They've been pretty proficient with their balanced scoring attack. Averaging
71 a game while giving up just over 50. Up off the bench, Maddie out with a touch. They swing it up top for Bradford. Deep into the shot clock on this end. 2 to shoot. Drives to the baseline. Spins. Got to get something up. Oh, nice find. And the layup takes 2 tours around the rim and falls in for Hank.
Little patience on both ends, huh? Making the offense work tonight.
And a 2-point game with Duke in front as we come up on 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter. DeJesus lobs it for Heidi. Plenty of room. Now back for DeJesus. A bounce pass to the baseline. Oliver, nice scoop inside. And Heidi too strong with the runner and the rebound inside for Clemson.
And Yang is doing a great job on the glass and defensively guarding Kennedy Brown. It's a physical battle down low.
And a chance for the Tigers to tie or grab the lead here in the early going. Looking for some space. Again, deep into the shot clock. 10 to shoot. It's Bradford on the drive. Behind the back with a dribble. Lost it. Got it back. Put it up. And didn't get the roll. And the weak side rebound for Ashlyn Jackson. Quickly an outlet pass for DeJesus. Into the paint she goes. A little bit out of control, but a blocking foul is called. Douglas picks up her first, and we get a look at the passing for the Tigers.
Beautiful pass to Bradford right as the shot clock expires on that basket cut. Clemson staying within 2.
Yeah, you look at the shooting numbers in this game. Clemson 3 out of 9. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils 4 of 13. They made their first 3, but they've missed their last 4 from distance.
And against this Clemson zone, you're going to get some 3-point opportunities, and we'll see if the Blue Devils are able to knock some down. They've been shooting it great from behind the arc in the last couple games. 45% from the 3-point line in the last 5 games. 9 for 14 in that win at NC State.
And Taylor had 14 of those threes that have been made over the last 5 games. Their first 10 games, they were shooting 26% from distance. DeJesus now with 10 to shoot. Bodied up. Shook loose, now sends it cross court, into the corner it goes. It's Day Wilson with 4 to shoot, counted in the foul.
And again, beautiful patience by the Blue Devils, and that's Ashlyn Jackson, the freshman from Texas, with the one more pass to Day Wilson in the corner. She takes the dribble with the pull-up, draws the foul. Big basket by Day Wilson.
Robinson tagged for her first foul on the closeout. And here is the sophomore out of Canada trying to tack on the extra point. She will. Averaging 7 a game, but coming in with 40 assists. Day Wilson for the Blue Devils.
Last year's ACC Freshman of the Year. She had to do so much for this team last season. And this year, she just plays her role, gets her minutes. So much more balance on the Blue Devil squad.
Robinson works it over to the right, into the hands of Bradford now. Clemson deliberate on the offensive end, going up against one of the best defenses in the country, and a theft up top. Cleanly stolen by Oliver. A chance to run into the paint, spins to the middle, flips it for Heidi. Too tall, but somehow Heidi got it back. And now they'll reset. You got to push quickly at both these teams. You don't want to go against a set defense as Heidi went inside and missed the runner, and a rebound for the Tigers.
Best offense sometimes is not letting the defense set up, and both these teams like the transition game.
And I know Duke has a 5-point lead, but I imagine Amanda Butler's pretty happy right now. The Tigers kind of hanging around in a hostile atmosphere on the road against one of the best teams in the league.
Well, and for a team that's none of them have played in Cameron except for Perpignan, I mean, it's pretty impressive. Not an easy place to play. Nice putback right there by Robinson.
Yep, their leading scorer, 12.6 a game, has her first field goal, and it's a 3-point game as we drift under a minute to play in the opening quarter. Nearly a theft up top instead of foul on Bradford. We knew coming in, Amanda Butler told us rebounding was going to be crucial, and you see the interior passing, another nice feed from Hank inside, but they haven't allowed the Blue Devils to control the glass. In fact, it's even right now, 8 apiece.
Well, you know, after that rebounding debacle at Syracuse, Coach Butler leaned into her team and focused on how important it was. And when they had that top 10 win over Virginia Tech, they led on the board. So rebounding clearly an important factor in success this season for Clemson.
You touched on the offensive rebounding. It was 50-34 in total as Syracuse won at Clemson 91-77. 39 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Inside, nice catch for Heidi. Goes up and got the bucket.
Wow, great hands by the 6'3" graduate transfer from Tulane. 6'6" sits down, 6'3" comes in. Duke has great size.
And the lead back to 5, as big as it's been all night. Perpignan holding on to it. About a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Going to work, sends it up top. Elmore off the bench, sends it inside, a little bit short. Robinson, and 6 seconds for Carol Lawson's group to work with. It's Day Wilson with 2 with 1. DeJesus at the buzzer. Big time. Well, that'll get the home crowd energized. Biggest lead of the night. She said there's a lot of static, so to speak, when you look at points per game. She likes field goal percentage defense and also points per possession, where the Blue Devils are tied for 7th nationally, giving up .647. That's incredible. How about a theft for Taylor to get it started, and a double-digit lead for the first time tonight.
And that's just Celeste Taylor working hard, getting up in the passing lane and denying. And when you play Duke, you have to have pressure release options built into your systems. You have to have backdoor cuts. You have to have dribble entries. You have to have post entries. They make it very difficult to move the basketball, and another turnover, creating a transition opportunity. A little too far. Blue Devils hustle.
In the corner, it's Jackson for 3. A little bit too strong. The Blue Devils swarming right now. Oliver's got it. Feels like they've got all the momentum. And a 10-point cushion. Taylor lobs it into the post. Brown couldn't catch it, and it hit the baseline.
You know, when we talk about the Blue Devil depth, it doesn't matter who comes in the game. They don't miss a beat. And here's Celeste Taylor up the line, hand in the passing lane. Great anticipation, picks it off with a easy lay. And then those are the turnovers you cannot afford against Duke.
Well, you think about how hard Clemson had fought to stay in touch, and DeJesus with that dagger 3 at the buzzer to end the quarter. And then you started, as you said, with almost a free 2 with a run out, and all of a sudden you're down by 10 to a defense that is really good.
It's hard enough to score against the Blue Devils in the half court. You just can't have those open court turnovers that give them easy baskets.
More trouble at the press. They finally break it with Bradford. Now she'll wait for reinforcements. Finds Robinson at the top of the key. A handoff into the hands of Perpignan. Trying to get it organized. They're down to 12 to shoot. Out to help is Elmore. Just playing catch outside with 6 on the timer. Perpignan at the left elbow into the corner. See what Whitehorn can do. Into the post. Nice move off the window. Too strong. Tap follow. Good. Wow. Crashing the offensive glass is Robinson.
Robinson, their leader, their senior, their consistent player, and that's what you're going to need. If you're not shooting well, if you're having a hard time scoring, crash the offensive glass.
90 seconds in to the second quarter. You know, you've been talking about that Syracuse game that they lost by 14. The second quarter was where it really unraveled. They got outscored 25-10. Did Clemson. An important quarter, I would think, for Amanda Butler's squad, trying to get a stop here, and it's out of bounds off the Blue Devils.
Indeed, you want to go into halftime with some confidence, feeling good about yourselves, make the adjustments that are necessary. And I love how hard this Clemson team plays. Play hard on defense. They get on the floor for loose balls. They make hustle plays. They're just going to have to do a better job taking care of the basketball and doing the little things on the offensive end to execute.
They put work in. I mean, at shoot-around today, they took the full allotment, and there was some hard work going out there getting ready for this one. but a loose, fun atmosphere. And when we talked to Amanda Butler about it, she said, don't get it mistaken. It needs to lend towards good activity out there. But it's a team that likes each other. They have fun together. Unfortunately, a turnover there.
Yeah, and that's Ruby Whitehorn, the freshman, left her feet to pass. And, you know, when you're a freshman, you learn a lot, especially in the ACC your first year. Everything's at a quicker, faster, more physical level, and she'll learn to stay on her feet when she goes to make that pass.
And it was one of the things that the head coach of the Tigers talked about was it's not just game preparation, right, for Whitehorn, such a talented player coming in. It's also how do you practice, how do you prepare, particularly when you get into league games.
There's a big mental part to playing college basketball, and it's a big mental part to staying at top. And Duke right now at 4-0, it's like, how do you handle success? How do you stay at the top? And that's discipline. It's discipline and focus and bringing it to every game.
Well, highest rated recruit in program history. We talked about that. 15th overall, number 2 guard in the country, number 1 in the state of Michigan. What a coup for Clemson, but also I imagine there's a little bit of pressure with that when you come on campus knowing people are going to be looking to you right away.
Without a doubt. And I'm sure in recruiting, she was recruited to come and help build this program, and she wants to at times put the program on their back, but it's a slow and steady process.
A breather here as Bradford brings it up. Blue Devils after that early bucket. Now going more than 2 minutes without a field goal. Into the paint they go. Bradford to scoop. Another block by Brown, but Bradford able to save it off of Kennedy Brown inside.
Kennedy Brown does a nice job defending ball screens. You see how she comes out and does that big show and gets back and makes it really difficult to turn the corner.
Nice catch in traffic, but unable to finish. But there again is Robinson to clean it up. She's got 6 now.
Robinson, she comes from a basketball family. Her dad, Keith, played for Digger Phelps at Notre Dame. Her mother, Andrea, 2-time All-American at Providence College. It's in the genes.
You mentioned all the offensive rebounding troubles in that game against Syracuse. How about 6-0 in terms of second chance points for the Tigers here? And a rebound, and here they come the other way. It's Bradford in transition, down by 6. Up top, Robinson thought about a 3 instead of handoff into the hands of Perpignan. This is a Tiger team that makes about 7 threes per game, but they've yet to hit tonight. 0 for 2. High with the basketball, Inyang into the post, spinning in traffic. Nice save by Robinson. But deep into the shot clock again. 5 to shoot. Backing down, forced it up. No. Trying to get her own rebound, but this time Balagoon has it.
Nice defense by Celeste Taylor, one of the best defenders on Duke. She's taken away that straight line drive.
Richardson can't hit, but the Tigers can't control the rebound. It's out of bounds and will stay with the Blue Devils. 2 teams shooting in the 30% range. Duke 8 out of 22, 36%. Meanwhile, Clemson 6 out of 18, 33%. Kind of what we expected, 2 really good defensive teams.
They're going to duke this one out.
Yes. But that's where those freebies become so important. You can't have giveaways up top, like you said, for easy runouts. As Taylor's going to try a 3, and that's her second.
She has been so impressive from behind the arc, just so poised, and the efficiency and consistency, as we said in the open, of Taylor and Balagoon are really what's propelling this Duke team to the next level.
And the lead back to 9, 4 minutes into the second quarter. Oh, nice quick first step and a lay-in for Perpignan.
And no help side there by Duke. Clemson brings everybody up in a 1-4 high set. Perpignan reads that, takes it right to the hole.
The grad transfer from Elon was second team All-CAA a year ago. 2.0 assist to turnover ratio, ranks 9th in the league. Showing the scoring touch there. Meanwhile, here's Taylor again to the baseline. Closing in on double figures already, but an errant pass into backcourt, and the Blue Devils will turn it over for what will be the 6th time tonight. They average 15 per game. Meanwhile, the Tigers average 16, and they've already turned it over 7 times tonight.
It's a defensive battle for sure.
Nothing easy.
Well, the last 3 meetings of these teams have been decided, each of them by 4 points or less. Duke winning 2, Clemson winning 1. When was the last time Clemson won in Cameron?
95. You mentioned that win for the Tigers. It was their only win in the last 25 meetings. I mean, that's a staggering statistic.
Blue Devils have been dominating in this series.
And as you said, a little bit closer of late, and Amanda Butler's team feels like they've got a chance here tonight. Driving the baseline is Gaines, spinning into traffic. There's Brown again. A block inside. Got it back, put it up, and didn't get the roll. And this time, Dave Wilson with a rebound.
Every time you think you have a straight line to the rim, Kennedy Brown just steps up and puts those long arms up and alters your shot.
Gaines aggressive, didn't get the payoff. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils miss a 3 and racing the other way. It's Douglas. Midway point of the second quarter, a quarter has seen Clemson outscore the Blue Devils 6-5 to get within 7, and there's a jumper off the right side of the paint.
Douglas with a little daylight off that screen, finds the pull-up jump shot, knocks it down.
The transfer from Western Nebraska Community College averages 6 a game. And in a game that it feels like the Blue Devils are in control of, Clemson kind of lurking, down by 5.
Tigers are hanging around.
There's been so many upsets in the ACC already early in league plays, weaving through traffic, and Richardson couldn't handle it. Finally did get it, put it up, and drew a foul. And that'll be whistled on Inyang, and that'll be her second. We got a break. 4:25 to play in the opening half. The Blue Devils lead it by 5. Around on the offensive glass.
Well, when you know you got to play against one of the top defenses in the country on their home court, the way to get shots up is to get second chance opportunities by crashing the glass, get high percentage shots, and Clemson's done just that with 5 offensive rebounds, going to the boards, making layups, keeping themselves in this game only down 5.
Not surprising to see Robinson right in the middle of it. She became the 16th member of the 1,000-point, 500-rebound club at Clemson against Charlotte earlier this year. And you see the offensive rebounding right now. Blue Devils have really had a healthy margin on the boards this year, but Clemson right now has the advantage on the glass, 15-13, and at the free throw line out of the timeout, it's Reagan Richardson with her 3rd point, and now 4 as they stretch the lead back to 7. And more pressure for Carol Lawson's squad, broken this time by Douglas on the left.
Tigers really doing a nice job with the press break. A lot of teams have come in and struggled to get it across half court, and that sets up that little spin move by Amari Robinson. Senior continues to impress.
14th in the league, 13 points a game, and now a steal in backcourt by Douglas and a foul on Day Wilson. And just when it feels like the Blue Devils are going to stretch it out, every time it feels like Clemson has had an answer.
It's tough on the defense end. Alea Douglas, ball pressure, creating the steal. This Clemson Tiger team is here to win. They're here to fight.
Kind of remind you of their head coach, doesn't it? I mean, when you think about the way Amanda Butler played. As they get it in for Robinson. 8 for her already. Bradford. Nunu going to work off of a screen. Plenty of time, 15 to shoot, and we get a whistle and a little too handsy. And a foul coming on Jordan Oliver, the redshirt junior. Transfer from Baylor, unable to play last year because of a torn Achilles, but boy, has she been a difference maker off the bench largely this year for Carol Lawson.
She leads the ACC in assist-to-turnover ratio. She's got such great floor vision. She takes care of the basketball. She's just a solid defender.
Under 4 minutes to go in a quick-moving first half. There's a drive and another block inside. This time I think it was Heidi who got a piece, and the Blue Devils a chance to run 3-on-2. Oliver into the corner. 3-ball for Jackson, no, and the rebound inside for Clemson. Whitehorn behind the back with a dribble. Boy, you see the talent. A little pull-up is good.
How about that freshman? Little shot fake in transition, gets her defender off their feet, knocks down the 10-footer, and the Tigers are slapping the floor, ready to play defense.
In Cameron, the visiting team slapping the floor. Jackson sends it up top, into the paint they go. Heidi trying to step through, put it off the window for 2.
Nice job by Heidi to seal the middle of that 2-3 zone, get great position, a little drop step, easy lay-in for her.
And the lead is 5 as we drift under 3 minutes to play in the opening half. Douglas navigating some traffic into the paint, kicks to the corner. They don't have a 3 yet. They do now as Whitehorn drills it from the right corner.
Back-to-back baskets by the freshman. Nice pass to find the open shooter.
12 a game. Clemson's outscored Duke here 15-9 in the second quarter. They made 4 of their last 5 from the field. De Jesus. It's interesting. The Blue Devils haven't played since they saw Wake Forest a week ago, as there's another turnover. Hank with it. Carol Lawson, talking to the media earlier this week, reminded everybody that the 3 teams that have had their bye, so to speak, here early in the season have all lost coming off of it.
She's talking to her team about how to handle success and how to stay in the win column, and that's an offensive foul right there by Amari Robinson. As you see, Heidi and Robinson fight down low on the block. It's been physical down there.
Look at the handle by the freshman in transition and the ball fake to boot.
She's just so mature, steady, beautiful. Nice kick out. She's spotted up Whitehorn behind the 3, ready to shoot, knocks it down. 5 points in a row.
just her 6th three-pointer of the year. Came in hitting him at a 19% clip.
We've got
And Jesus up top.
2-point game, David.
2 minutes to go in the half. Oliver penetrates at the right elbow. Can't hit. And a rebound inside for Whitehorn. She'll leave it off for Hank, but there were 2 Tigers there to claim it. Behind the back with a dribble again. She's feeling it right now. Leave it in the corner for Bradford. And now they'll run some offense. 12 to shoot. Elmore looking for some help. Still looking for it. Why not get it to Whitehorn? 7 to shoot. Crossing over. Whips it inside. A little bit too tall and stolen. And now a chance for Duke to run. A hit ahead for Oliver. Oh, stripped from behind. Out of bounds. Last touch by Perpignan.
That was great hustle by Perpignan to take that away from Jordan Oliver. I mean, looks like a clear line to the basket for Oliver, and Perpignan comes with a back tap from behind. Saves the bucket for Clemson.
And to do that without fouling is so hard. You just easy to catch a piece of the wrist, but did it cleanly there.
Just another great example of this Clemson hustle right now. These hustle plays are making a big difference for them.
Duke has led the entire way by as many as 10 when it was 19-9 off the inbound. Nice touch, but a little bit too strong with the jumper is Richardson. And another defensive rebound for the Tigers. This time into the hands of Hank. A crossover and a drive. Perpignan into the paint. Thought better of it. And they work it around the perimeter for Bradford. She wants to drive. On a double team. Left it short. Hank on the offensive glass. Tied at 26.
Hannah Hank, the Australian, doing the dirty work, following the shot. Another basket around the rim. Points in the paint for Clemson starting to add up.
Final minute of a very entertaining opening 20 minutes. Home crowd trying to get into it. Let's go Duke is the chant. Meanwhile, nearly a theft, trying to dive to save it is Hank, but she cannot. And it's out of bounds with 13 to shoot. The Blue Devils will have it back.
Coach Butler running over to help her player to her feet. I like that.
It's interesting. The first quarter was 17-9, favoring the Blue Devils. Clemson has outscored Duke 17-9 here in the second quarter. And this after they were completely taken apart by Syracuse last time out in the second quarter, 25-10. You know that was a point of emphasis for head coach Amanda Butler here tonight.
Oh, certainly. And this Clemson zone has given Duke problems, really limited their scoring and their looks at the basket. This time Clemson comes out. I think they're in man-to-man right now, mixing it up.
To Jesus again. Got it in a foul. She had the dagger to end the first quarter, and there's another haymaker right here.
And the Blue Devil faithful love them some Vanessa De Jesus. Hitting a big-time shot, creating her own shot, a little shake and bake behind the arc, knocks it down, draws the foul. She did it at the end of the first quarter. She's doing it at the end of the second quarter. And Vanessa De Jesus is the player that's always out here before the game, an hour and a half before, shooting threes, and it pays off. She's a worker.
Always tough on a closeout not to foul there. I imagine that's one of those things you never want to foul a three-point shooter, right?
No, and especially when you've tied the game and you're going into the half. But Clemson with another opportunity to score here.
About a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Remember, maybe Clemson went a little early at the end of the first quarter and allowed Duke to come down and hit that three. You wonder how quickly they'll go here.
Yeah, I think they'll take it down to around 7 and try to make the move. Get a horn set here, double high post screen for Perpignan. Probably roll into the high-low set. Tried to work it before.
Shot clock's at 7. They try to go inside, but drawing the offensive foul is Heidi. As it's whistled on Inyang. And if that is on Inyang, it is. That's her third.
That's it. That's a big one. Heidi has really done a great job defensively in this game against Inyang. Comes off the bench, giving her team some really good minutes. Let's see if Clemson can hold the Blue Devils here.
5 seconds. They lob it to the left. Who else? To Jesus for 3. That one's too strong. Offensive rebound for Heidi. Couldn't get it to go. But a strong into the first half for Carol Lawson's squad as De Jesus has made threes at the end of the first and the second quarter. And it's the reason the Blue Devils are up by 3 right now, 29-26, with the head coach a little bit frustrated going to the locker room.
It's been a Duke. It's been a fight back and forth. This 3-point.
To 3 in terms of second chance opportunities, and we're talking about this at the half. 18-10 points in the paint for Clemson. That's a bit of a surprise as well.
Indeed. Clemson, just that incredible work on the glass, giving themselves 18 points in the paint, high percentage shots. And Clemson right now shooting 43% against this stellar Duke defense.
Starters back out there for both sides as we go to the third quarter. Quickly inside for Brown. Couldn't get it up cleanly. It's out of bounds and will stay with the Blue Devils. Taylor was the leading scorer for Carol Lawson's squad in the first half. She had 8. Both Robinson and Hank had 6 to lead the way for the Tigers. And off the inbound, it's Taylor. A jab step and a 3. Right back to work up top.
You know she's going to shoot it. You know she's got a little range. You have to have a hand in her face. Another 3 for the senior Celeste Taylor.
Got the game started with a 3. Gets the second half started with a 3. And on the strength of 2 threes, really, when you think about it, with DeJesus late in the first half, the Blue Devils have built their lead back to 6 after Clemson had tied it at 26. On the drive, Whitehorn put it off the window for 2.
Brown came over for the help. Whitehorn with a little shot fake hesitation. Just a smooth move and the nice kiss off the glass. Freshman continues to excel.
What do you like about how the zone defense has worked for Amanda Butler so far as Taylor gets inside, shovels it out? Dave Wilson for a 3. Got that one.
It's made Duke have to take outside shots, and they weren't doing particularly well in the first half. But right now, 2 in a row for the Blue Devils. The Clemson defense, the 2-3 zone, has done really well, holding Duke to 36% shooting in the first half.
Yeah, the Blue Devils in that first half were 4 of 12 from distance, 33%, with 2 connections quickly here in the third quarter, and they built the lead back to 7, and now a steal. Brown has it. A hit ahead for Day Wilson is stolen by Hank. Can she save it? No. Standing along the sideline. And you look at the three-pointers that are starting to fall here at the outset of the third quarter.
You see hands down right there by Bradford. Celeste Taylor just with a little jab step, and then Celeste Taylor with the assist on this one. Today Wilson behind the 3, and the Blue Devils kick off the second half with 2 threes.
Well, you look at how well Duke has been shooting the 3 of late. You talked about 45%, 32% on the year. Clemson below 30%, and if you look right now, Duke is plus 15 from behind the arc, as that one won't go for Taylor, and the rebound for Hank, and that's a big reason why they're up by 7. Perpignan in transition, looking for a screen up top, gets it from Robinson. Now looks to feed it back. Bradford, no space, lobs it inside. Nice catch by Robinson. A kick out, a good look for Perpignan. Can't hit, and the rebound fought for. Oh, it came to Hank, and she laid it in.
And that all happened because Ruby Whitehorn got a hand on it and tipped it to Hank, kept that ball alive, gave her teammate a chance to score another second shot opportunity for Clemson.
I mean, a third of the points for the Tigers tonight have come on second chance opportunities. It's so difficult to score against the Blue Devils set defense, but they're doing work on the glass as Balagoon can't hit, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers. As we get another look at the second chance opportunity. Sure, a fortunate hop, but Hank took advantage.
You see Whitehorn get in there and battle, keeps the ball alive. Hank right there for the catch. The Australian lays it in for 2 more.
Taylor a crossover to the left. 3 ball up from Jackson, and it's good. Oh, the Blue Devils sizzling out of the locker room, and they built the lead back to 8.
The freshman, Ashlyn Jackson, she's a McDonald's All-American. She can shoot the 3 too. She says, let me have it. When you can put 4 shooters on the perimeter, it's really tough. That 2-3 zone has to move. They have to close out quickly, but it's hard to guard. When Duke is on, they're going to be really tough to guard in his zone.
Perpignan sends it out. Hank's going to try a deep one. That's too strong. And the rebound tip controlled by Clemson. Quickly back inside. Nice post position for Robinson, and she'll try to do it the old-fashioned way.
You really have to give it up for Clemson for their work on the glass tonight.
Yeah, they're just gritty inside, just going after loose basketballs. There you see the tap from Bradford and a nice pass from Whitehorn, and fighting through the contact from Brown, who picks up her second foul, is Robinson, and now she goes to the line with a chance to cut it back down to 5. But as good as Carol Lawson's group is defensively, if they start lighting it up from 3, I mean, good luck, right?
Indeed.
As Robinson converts the 3-point play. More pressure, long hit ahead pass, controlled by Brown. Now Balagoon's open from 18 feet out, won't shoot, wants to drive, blocking foul. And the foul is going to be called on Hank, and that's her first.
We talked about Balagoon in the open. She's been a little bit quiet in this one, having 3 great games, 2 double-doubles, 20 points and 10 rebounds against Louisville, 16 and 7 against NC State. Only 2 in this one. We'll see if she comes to life against the zone.
Here's Oliver up off the bench, sends one inside for Balagoon. A kick out. Day Wilson on the drive. Off the right window, count it, and she'll have a chance for 3.
And Day Wilson at 5'5" just makes it look easy, doesn't she?
Look at the ball movement.
It's just she make that one more pass, she attacks the closeout, and she gets the foul, and she brings a whole lot of energy to the Blue Devil squad.
And now 9 assists on 15 made shots. Meanwhile, just 5 assists so far tonight for Clemson, because a lot of those have been on second chance opportunities right around the rim. Their makes here this evening.
Blue Devils do a fantastic job sharing the basketball this season. Coming into tonight, 243 of their 401 made field goals were assisted. That's 61%. That's how well they share the basketball.
Meanwhile, that foul was on Robinson, significant. That's her 3rd. So both Robinson and Inyang with 3 for the Tigers, who trail by 7 with 6.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Blue Devil faithful looking for a walk. No whistle. Inside it goes to Robinson. Wow, what a strong move. Didn't finish, but she'll have 2 free throws coming.
And I like that decision to continue to keep trying to pull Kennedy Brown away from the basket. It's 6'6". Robinson doesn't have the height advantage. She has the quickness advantage. So they pull Brown away from the basket and attack her off the dribble. Nice spin move here by Robinson. She's able to draw the foul.
And that's the 3rd on Kennedy Brown, who has a seat with 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, as we see Mia Heidi come in. The grad transfer from Tulane, hails from Austin, Texas.
She had some great minutes coming in for Brown in the first half.
Yeah, 6 points for her in that first half. Well above her season average of 4.5, as the free throw is no good for Robinson. Clemson hits their free throws at a 71% clip. The Blue Devils 77% on the year, but tonight the two are combined 5 out of 9 at the charity stripe.
And Robinson's an 88% free throw shooter.
Best on the team gets the second one to go. And Robinson becomes the first Tiger into double figures. She's got 10. Taylor already there for the Blue Devils. And it's a 6-point game with 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. You wondered what the mentality was of Clemson coming into this one, having lost a couple in a row. You mentioned the 14-point loss on their home floor, but boy, they have come out swinging here tonight, not intimidated at all.
Yeah, and they got that big win over Virginia Tech, who was ranked 7th at the time. It's their first top 10 win in a very long time. It's got to build some confidence.
Taylor again, too strong this time. Rebound for Day Wilson. Back outside.
Long shots,
top.
Long rebounds. You got to box out. And with the zone, you don't have man-to-man responsibility. You got to box your area.
Under 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Inside they go, and it's stolen by Hank. Douglas across midcourt. Balagoon hedges out. Nice job defensively. Now Taylor has her on a switch. Hank had it knocked loose. Balagoon pesky on the perimeter. Meanwhile, here's a drive for Whitehorn. No room. Trying to feed it inside. It's out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers.
Blue Devils have so much defensive versatility in their starting lineup, and coming off their bench, they can switch 1 through 4. Makes it so difficult to turn a corner.
You see Kara Lawson animated, trying to get her team organized. They've kept the Tigers at arm's length. The Blue Devils at 14-1, looking for a 10th consecutive win. They're the lone remaining unbeaten in ACC play at 4-0. Some impressive wins as well. Obviously beating NC State 72-58 on the Wolfpack's home floor. One of the more impressive wins in the country is Taylor from the left corner. Can't hit a 3, and the rebound for Whitehorn, and we get a foul on who? It's going to be on Clemson, I believe. And they're going to tag it on Elmore. And back into the game comes Taya Corsdale. Grad transfer from Oregon State.
Another 6-footer, 6'3".
Yeah. I mean, the size.
Playing in her 6th year. She's a veteran. She's played in some big-time games.
As Taylor comes off of the screen, dumps it off inside. Oliver, oh, what a find, but a block defensively for Hank, and she's got the rebound. Good interior defense for the Tigers. We hit the midway point of the 3rd quarter. They've got the basketball down by 6. Bradford dancing with it. Send it over to the left, and Hank to the baseline, cut off by Day Wilson, and that'll be her 2nd. 4:51 to go in the third. Got a good one cooking at Cameron. It's 40-34. The home team and put it up from deep right now.
It's three-point shooting that's gotten Duke going. First 5 minutes of this third quarter, and Celeste Taylor picking up where she left off, knocking down the first one of the second half. And then it's Celeste Taylor with the assist to Day Wilson as she knocks down another three, and then one more. Celeste Taylor, another assist. Combination of Taylor and Wilson for the first 3 threes in the second half.
We got to get you on that surfboard at some point. What do you think?
We do, but that wasn't Wilson. That was Ashlyn Jackson. So look at me. Could you see me on that surfboard? That would be something else. Sorry, everyone. Ashlyn Jackson, the freshman, on the third three.
As Douglas has it for Clemson out of the timeout. Looking inside, gets a screen up top from Inyang, back out there with 3 fouls, down to 5 to shoot. It's Bradford on the drop, all the way in, an easy 2. Not often you get one that easy at the rim against Kara Lawson's defense.
No help side, but I love that quick attack by Bradford. Just catches and goes.
We've seen this a couple times tonight. A little bit of a scoring drought for the Blue Devils. 2.5 minutes now. They've missed their last 4.
Clemson's starting to capitalize on that. It's Bradford knowing personnel. She's not going to come out on Jordan Oliver. She's not going to shoot that 3, but Celeste Taylor will. 5
to shoot. It's to Jesus. Too strong. And Taylor, an offensive rebound. Right back to work in the paint. Scooped it up. Oh, my goodness. Falling to the deck. She got it to go.
She is having an amazing senior season. She's playing, we said it in the open, with so much consistency and confidence. I love the confidence coming out of Celeste Taylor.
13 for her. The lead back to 6. And Corsdale has the rebound, and here come the Blue Devils. It's Taylor with the hot hand, holding up top.
If you're the Clemson defense, you have to know where she is all the time, and you have to get a hand up in her face and not let her get a good look at the basket. And she's got some long range to go with it.
A 6-point cushion. Is Corsdale going to try a jumper around and out, and Clemson couldn't control the rebound. Let's get another peek maybe at some point at that finish by Taylor. Here we go. Look at that.
Splitting 2 defenders. Underhand scoop shot off the rim. No fear.
That's one of those players you just say you go do whatever you want to, right? When you can finish like that around the rim.
I mean, really, her confidence right now, she's such a great athlete, and she's just really, really coming into her own on the offensive end. We've always known she's a great defender.
Off the inbound, though, a turnover, a theft for Douglas, a chance to run all the way in. She draws a foul. Crafty play by the junior as she gets the contact from Richardson, who picks up her first. And yet again, you look up, and it's only a 6-point game, even though it feels like the Blue Devils have the momentum right now.
I know, with Douglas a chance to make it a 4-point game. God, she's speedy, and she shifted into a whole nother gear on that one. She's another junior college All-American from Western Nebraska.
Averages 6 a game, had a bucket in the first half, and now at the free throw line here in the third quarter. And the first one is good. Only hits her free throws coming in at a 50% clip.
She said, I'm in Cameron. Why not hit him?
Clemson tonight at the charity stripe. Now 3 out of 5 is the second one is good as well. And it's 42-38 with 3:15 to go in the third quarter. The Blue Devils, the 16th ranked team in the country, entered the poll a week ago, jumped 3 spots in the most recent AP poll, 14-1, 4-0 in the league. They've won 9 in a row. Clemson has lost 2 in a row. They're 11-6 and 2-3 in the ACC. But it's been topsy-turvy here early in the league season, and we get a foul up top, a little bit too much contact from Perpignan.
You know, the ACC's Coach Lawson was saying the other day, there's nothing that's an upset in the ACC.
No.
You come prepared to play every night or you're not going to win. And you have to be willing to work hard. You got to be willing to play defense. You got to play with discipline. And this league right now, it's just, you just never know who's going to win on any given night.
And she was asked about whether or not her team has handled success well, and she kind of said, I don't know yet. We're still learning about this team, and that tonight was going to be a challenge. How do you handle that off a week off? And so far, they played well, but you got to give Clemson some credit as well. Here's DeJesus in the corner, working her way around the defender, and the foul is going to be called on Whitehorn, and that is her first.
Now, Clemson has certainly come in here to battle, and like DeJesus attacking the freshman there.
15 fouls, so the Blue Devils in the bonus, and free throws coming for DeJesus. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm going to say she's a really good free throw shooter.
Like she's what?
She's a really good free throw shooter. She's yet to miss this season.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Right-handed free throw shooter out of California sends it on the way, and good. First point of the second half for Vanessa de Jesus, the sharpshooter. Hit one at the end of the first quarter, hit one at the end of the second quarter. Big-time threes for the Blue Devils. Gave them momentum going to the second quarter and then kind of stemmed the tide at the end of the first half as the second free throw was good.
Vanessa de Jesus just comes off the bench. You know, there's been times in her career where she started, she can play the point, she can play the two, but she just comes into the game and she always gives you that energy boost.
Survived the broadcaster's jinx as well. 6-point lead, 44-38, 2:44 to go here in the third quarter. Robinson sends one over to the left. Perpignan, dangerous cross-court pass to Jesus, got a hand on it but couldn't save it.
And she always works hard on the defensive end as well. She just makes her minutes worthwhile.
The two teams have cleaned up the turnovers here in the second half a little bit. There were 18 combined in the first half. Only 4 here so far combined in the third quarter. And we get a whistle before the inbound and a foul coming on Duke, which will be their 5th, and that's going to send the Tigers into the bonus, as that'll be on Richardson, and that's her second in the quarter.
Wow, and free throws may become a big decision maker in this one, and foul trouble down the stretch. This game is just incredibly physical.
Both teams 5 out of 7 at the line. You mentioned the foul difficulty. Robinson and Enyang with 3 apiece for Clemson. Meanwhile, for the Blue Devils, you got Brown on the bench with 3, as the first free throw for Whitehorn is good. And we talked about how valuable Kennedy Brown has been here tonight defensively inside with the 5 block shots. She's been on the bench since the 6:30 mark when she picked up her 3rd, as the second free throw is no good. And chasing down the loose ball with the rebound is Balagoon in transition. Blue Devils by 5 looking for more. Leave it up top for Heidi. Now to the right of Balagoon 3. That is a big shot for Carol Lawson's squad.
Blue Devils in transition, moving the basketball, find the open Balagoon. She's been kind of quiet offensively tonight, but you can't keep her down for long.
Their lead is 8 with 2:13 to go, and we get a whistle and a hand check up top, and the Blue Devil head coach does not agree, as Balagoon picks up her first.
More free throws for the Tigers, and their best free throw shooter.
For an explanation there.
She didn't like that call.
You've been there a time or two, I would imagine.
You know, you don't always agree with the officials. And most of the time, you're right.
It's Robinson. You mentioned how good of a free throw shooter she is. 88% coming in. Trying to bring the Tigers a little bit closer. They've been outscored 18-13 here in the third quarter. Right-handed free throw shooter, around and out, I should say. A little bit offline. Kind of looked awkward coming out of her hand a little bit.
Yeah, that didn't look like an 88% free throw shooter shot, but I bet she knocks this one down.
And you see they're 88%, but just 2 of 4 tonight. And the second is good.
There she goes.
So 47-40, just over 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
Every time Clemson seems to cut into this lead, the Blue Devils respond.
Jackson now to Jesus.
Clemson's done a good job. They've done a good job getting 10, 12 seconds off that shot clock with that press.
And on the right to Jesus, going to try a 3. Rattled out. The rebound still fought for. Heidi has it. A kick out for Taylor and a fresh 20. We've got 1:42 to go in the third quarter. Duke up by 7. Can't hit the shot on the left from Heidi. A third opportunity for Balagoon. Oh, but she threw it away. A theft for Perpignan. In transition, the Euro step in the layup for 2.
Big steal right there by the graduate student Perpignan. Duke was working the offensive glass. Perpignan steps in and gets 2 for a team and cuts this to a 5-point game.
Good one tonight. 80 seconds to go in the third quarter. Every time it feels like Duke is about to pull away, Clemson has an answer. They whip one inside to the right corner. Balagoon's open, and she rings it in. Balagoon had 2 at halftime, coming to life here in the third quarter, 8 on the night, and that's the Blue Devil advantage with 55 seconds to go. And the crowd comes to life at Cameron Indoor. Into the paint, Whitehorn on a scoop, around and out, but she'll shoot 2. The foul is on Heidi. That'll be her first, and you see the turnover here a moment ago that turned into instant offense for the graduate transfer.
Perpignan right in the right place at the right time, makes the tough shot. Then we go the other way, the inside-outside look, and Balagoon back-to-back 3s from the corner, keeping Duke with this 8-point cushion, now 7.
As As Whitehorn hits the free throw. We began the night talking about Balagoon and Taylor, and here they are with 21 of the 50 for Carol Lawson's squad right now. Second free throw, good.
They are so key to Duke continuing to do well this season. Their consistent play. Neither of them, since they've been here, has been that consistent. They've both been good but erratic, and they're really starting to come into their own. See Vanessa Jesus trying to break the press, and a foul on the Tigers.
And that'll be on Perpignan, and both teams in the bonus, so 2 free throws coming up. 50-44 with 40 seconds to play here in the third quarter. And we've seen really at the end of the first and at the end of the second, it's been Duke who's closed the quarters better. Got the lead at halftime and started to stretch things out at the end of the first quarter. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out over the next 40 seconds as the first free throw for De Jesus is good.
Yeah, Blue Devils have hit a big bucket, minute mark or under in every quarter to really give themselves a little jolt.
De Jesus perfect coming into the game, 11 of 11, now 4 of 5 here tonight. Nope, they're going to wave it off. What do we got? Lane violation? Didn't get a number out there, but a lane violation on the Blue Devils, so the lead stays at 7. And De Jesus stuck on 9, as that would have been her 10th point. Taylor, the only one in double figures for Carol Lawson's squad. Meanwhile, Robinson and Whitehorn in double figures for Amanda Butler's team. So we're going to look, see who was the one that was in early. Balagoon maybe came in a little bit early.
Inside the three-point line too soon before the shot goes off. Good call by the official.
7-point lead for the Blue Devils. 33 seconds to go in the third quarter. About a 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Bradford looking for some space. None there. She's got it back in front of her own bench. Looking inside, trying to force feed Robinson, and the Blue Devils take it away with Taylor. Shot clock's off.
Clemson has run that high-low play at the end of every quarter and has just come up empty 3 times in a row.
Can De Jesus do it again? And we got a whistle and a foul as Perpignan picks up her second, and free throws coming for Celeste Taylor.
And it's unfortunate for Clemson because that basket at the end of every quarter to pull them closer, and they just let Duke widen the gap. Then they fight their way back.
Taylor sitting on 13, 5 of 10 from the field. She's got 3 threes here tonight. And that is her first free throw attempt. It goes down. She's got 14, and she can build the lead back to 9 if she can hit the second. On the way, got them both.
Tigers with a little bit of time to score here, just under 7 seconds.
47% from the field is Amanda Butler's squad, but just 1 of 5 from 3 tonight. We'll see who they draw up here with 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. On the right, it's Robinson driving. 2 seconds, 1 second, whips it to the corner. They won't get it off as De Jesus took it away. And good defense for the Blue Devils to wrap up the third quarter. Emotions at a fever pitch at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Carol Lawson ready to do battle in the fourth. The Tigers slapping the floor. It's Duke by 9, 53, particularly from 3, 9 of 22. But it's the shooting of Clemson that may be a little bit of a surprise here tonight.
Yeah, and Duke's one loss this season to UConn, and UConn shot over 50%. And Clemson coming in second, 47% from the floor, but still a 9-point deficit as we start the fourth quarter.
The teams are only shooting 33% on the year against Carol Lawson's squad. That's first in the ACC and 5th in the country as we get an early whistle here in the fourth quarter, and a foul coming on the Blue Devils, and I believe that's going to be on Balagoon. That'll be her second.
We said free throw shooting down the stretch, and this one could be a big key. Playing defense with discipline, not fouling unnecessarily.
Carol Lawson's group using a 24-point third quarter to open up this 9-point lead after leading by 3 at intermission.
Celeste Taylor may be one of the best players I've ever seen in defending a backdoor cut. Like, no one can go backdoor on Celeste Taylor. She's just an incredible defender.
Douglas with 2 to shoot on the drive. Can't get by Taylor. Missed the shot. The rebound on the deck, and it'll be a shot clock violation. Bodies all over the place on the Tigers' half of the floor.
Just how much these ACC games are so important. The hustle plays make all the difference in the world. Both teams going after those loose balls.
I mean, look at this. When it's going to be a shot clock violation, everybody to the deck. Hank crashing down. Oh, Taylor almost got rolled up on there. And good to see that she's all right. Celeste Taylor leading the way with 15 points for Carol Lawson's group tonight. She's the only one in double figures. 5 of 10 for the field. Meanwhile, up top, DeJesus almost had it taken away by Douglas. But again, as you said, it takes about 10-12 seconds for the Blue Devils to get across midcourt.
Yeah, and that time Clemson just extending their defense, little tandem in the front of the 2-3, playing length of the court as we see Balogun get behind the zone.
As
nice
Brown has it taken away
defense.
inside. Yeah, Hank in the piece, and now an outlet pass for Robinson. Up the right side. Quickly in transition, Whitehorn looking for some space, whips it to the corner. Hank going to drive, cut off by Brown, back out there with 3 fouls. Robinson in the paint. No. And the rebound for the Blue Devils, and a foul coming on Clemson. It'll be on Hank, and that's her second. With 8:46 to go in the fourth quarter, it's a 9-point lead for Carol Lawson's squad. Clemson has been game to the challenge tonight, but we've seen them be very deliberate on the offensive end. It's hard to go early, but the clock will start to become a factor as we drift further into this fourth quarter, I would think.
Without a doubt. Duke does a great job with time and score, using the clock to their advantage down the stretch. See if Clemson's able to create a little offense with their defense.
Taylor scoops it inside. Brown trying to collect. It came to Balogun out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers.
2-3 zone for Clemson tonight has been really tough. Blue Devils shooting 36% on the game, although they have made 9 threes. That's the give and take of the zone.
What's an experienced group out there for Clemson, particularly in the post. I mean, Robinson's got 103 career starts now. Hank's got 75. And Hank is closing in on double-double. She's got 8 and 8. Meanwhile, it's Richardson on the baseline for 2.
Reagan Richardson, we haven't said her name a lot tonight, but she's a starter for Duke. She's a transfer from Georgia. She's from right down the road, Charlotte, North Carolina. Big basket by the sophomore.
Biggest lead of the night for the Blue Devils at 11. Feels like an important possession for Clemson. We get a whistle and a timeout taken by Amanda Butler, maybe realizing that. 7:57 to go. Duke 55, Clemson 44 here in Cameron. To 44 over Clemson. The night has belonged to Celeste Taylor.
We talked about her in the open and her ability to score and defend. She has 15 points. She's knocked down 3 from long range. So similar to what she's done in the past 3 games. She crashes the board. She finds her teammates, and the beautiful scoop shot just to show you how athletic she is and how much she wants it this season.
Carol Lawson's team averages 5 threes made per game. 7, though, in league play, and they've already got 9 here tonight. 9 of 22, 41%. Meanwhile, Clemson just 1 out of 5. They average making about 7 per game. Deep into the shot clock again. Whitehorn maybe getting to pieces. Taylor. They let it play out, and here come the Blue Devils in transition, up by 11. Taylor to the post, going to peel out of it as we hit 7.5 minutes to go. And the Blue Devils looking for a 10th consecutive win, trying to get to 5-0 in league play. Inside, and Brown is fouled, and that is 4 on Amari Robinson, a significant foul for Clemson.
And that Amari Robinson-Brown battle just continues, and Robinson's going to have a seat. And here comes Enyo Inyang to take her place, who's done a great job in this game. It's not easy to defend 6'6" when she tries to seal the middle of the zone.
One of the things that makes this Duke team so difficult is their depth, and we're talking during the break about the minutes that have been played by the Clemson starters here tonight, as Hank got a hand on one but couldn't handle it along the baseline. You know, you've got 27 minutes so far for Bradford, 25 for Whitehorn. Meanwhile, Carol Lawson's been able to use her bench.
Yeah, and Duke can roll players off the bench and not miss a beat. They don't drop a level when they bring their subs in. They're so strong, so deep. 10 players, as you said, averaging double-digit minutes.
Day Wilson, though, can't hit a 3, and a rebound inside for Hank. Just over 7 minutes to go. Clemson still in search of their first points of the quarter, down by 11 on the road.
Clemson's going to need to put some points on the board soon if they want to stay in this one.
As a foul is going to be whistled on Celeste Taylor. That'll be her second.
Celeste Taylor just works so hard on both sides of the ball.
Man, after both teams were sizzling in the third, it has been a cold start to the fourth quarter, a combined 1 out of 6.
That's why it's a 40-minute game. We see who's still standing at the end. This has been such a battle, both physically and mentally. Both teams have played so hard. Kennedy Brown again with the big hedge on that screen.
Perpignan tried to turn the corner, could not, so it's a Hank three that won't go, but an offensive rebound for Bradford. Been a while since the Tigers have had a second chance opportunity. Bradford on the drive, in on two defenders, offensive foul. Maybe trying to force the issue a little bit there.
And who else on defense but Celeste Taylor? Teammates pick her up.
When you can do it on both ends like she can, it becomes awfully difficult, and a big reason why the Blue Devils are off to this tremendous start in league play. Only one loss on the year, and it came at the hands of Connecticut. And they've been so good, winning their games by an average of 20.
And I just love the confidence they're playing with now. And winning brings confidence, I'm sure, but they just play like such a team. They share the ball so well. Everyone that comes in the game is committed to working hard on the defensive end. Back tap by Reagan Richardson. The hustle plays.
And the hit ahead for Oliver, who lobs it into the post for Brown. We're 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. Duke with the only 2 points so far and a chance to add to it as Hank picks up a foul.
Kennedy Brown has been double-teamed, triple-teamed. She's been working so hard all night. She hasn't gotten a lot of points in this scoring column, but she's doing it on defense.
You want to talk about winning time? Look at the hustle for the Blue Devils in transition on defense. Richardson stalking it all the way, and she took it away from the freshman.
And those are the plays that are the difference between good and great. The extra effort plays, hunting that ball down, tapping from behind, getting it back for her team. And now we've got Kennedy Brown on the free throw line.
And the free throw is good. That is her first point of the night. But boy, if something doesn't tell the story, that's it. I mean, she's been all over the place with the 5 block shots, equaling a career high, really shutting down the Clemson offense as the second free throw was too strong. But Oliver on the offensive glass.
Duke is the team now that's starting to really dominate the boards. A big turnaround in the rebounding in the second half. And you got to ask, is Clemson getting tired? Duke players, as you said, don't play as many minutes. They can rotate in and out.
They've yet to score, the Tigers here in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Taylor on the drive had to go on her shoulder and out of bounds, so Clemson will get it. When you're coaching, noticing a team getting tired, how does that manifest itself out on the floor?
It gives you more confidence of the offensive team, and you just want to keep attacking, pushing the pace, playing harder, crashing the boards. Clemson right now needs an answer. They've got to put some points on the board on this possession as we're getting close to the 5-minute mark.
Douglas facing is Inyang into the paint, a kick out. Whitehorn, 8 to shoot, wants to go to work, airborne, stolen. A theft by Richardson, 3-on-1. It's Taylor to lay it in.
Here comes Duke.
Up by 14 now as Whitehorn can't answer. An offensive rebound and a foul as Inyang will go to the line. And you wonder if Amanda Butler's thinking about a timeout. It's starting to get away from the Tigers. 5:01 to go here in the fourth quarter, and they've yet to score.
Yeah, and that possession right there brought the fans and camera to their feet. Clemson's got to find an answer. These free throws will help. And then they've got to start to really pick it up with their defense, with their press, and create some more offensive opportunities. But Duke seems to be getting better as the game goes on and more energized.
It's her first points here in the second half at the free throw line, and it's 58-45. 5:01 to go. Yeah, still 5 minutes, but against this Blue Devil defense, it's starting to get late early for the Tigers as the second free throw is good.
Clemson needs a little of what they did in the first half. They've got to get some extra possessions from the offensive glass.
And you talk about the depth. I mean, Richardson goes out. She's been so active defensively, and in comes Jackson, a 5-star combo guard. That's what Carol Lawson's working with.
I mean, there's so many tools in the tool belt for Duke, and they have fresh legs. And if somebody has a bad night, they just put somebody else in. Somebody gets in foul trouble, they've got someone to replace them. That's just the mark of a great team.
And here in the fourth quarter, they've returned to their identity. They've done it with defense. No field goals yet for the Tigers in the fourth. Meanwhile, Taylor too strong with a jumper and the rebound inside for Inyang. So a 12-point game with 4.5 minutes to go. Perpignan surveying things, nothing doing. Sends it over to Robinson on the right.
And Yang's got a little bit of a mismatch right there on Celeste Taylor, but she's staying away from the rim.
Robinson on the spin move, rewarded with free throws as she got by Day Wilson. Foul on the Blue Devils. Free throws coming up for the Tigers when we come back. Duke up by 12. 12-point lead. 58-46. 0 for 5 is Clemson here in this fourth quarter, Debbie. More than 7 minutes without a field goal. We began the night talking about Duke's defense. Only gave up 9 in the first quarter. Clemson had some success in the middle portion of the game, but here we are talking about Duke's defense again.
They are, and Clemson's going to have to find an answer in their half-court offense and put some points on the board if they want to stay in this one, and it needs to happen right now. The Duke defense has been stifling in the fourth quarter. They continue to play with amazing energy, led by their senior, Celeste Taylor.
Robinson at the free throw line out of the timeout, able to get the first to go. She's the leading scorer for Amanda Butler's squad with 12.
Just a chance to cut it to 10, and that is not insurmountable.
Especially with the way they press and can create turnovers, as the second free throw is good.
Just haven't shot the ball well from behind the arc tonight. 1 for 7 from the three-point line. This press really needs to get active hands. Good decision by Celeste Taylor to pull it out. Duke wants to use the clock to their advantage now. 4-possession game.
You mentioned the three-point shooting. That's the game. The Blue Devils right now are plus 24 from behind the arc. They've made 9. Clemson's made 1. Meanwhile, Taylor with 4 to shoot. Sends it up top for Day Wilson at the right elbow. Oh, what a shot for Cheyenne Day Wilson. Imagine for the head coach of the Blue Devils a perfect possession, because you nearly took 30 seconds off the clock as well.
Jasia Bradford with a hand in the face of the 5'5" Day Wilson, and she knocks it down with confidence anyway.
12-point lead, 3.5 minutes to go. Robinson looking for help. Just lobs it up top. It's Perpignan. A crossover into the paint. She goes. Kicks out for a Robinson 3. Good ball movement. And Robinson now with 16. And Clemson back within 9. 3:12 to go.
Nice job getting into the heart of the Blue Devil defense. It's rare that you see an uncontested shot against Duke. It's nice offense by the Tigers.
Oliver just working on the dribble, working on the clock. 3 minutes to go in a 9-point game. With so many capable ball handlers, when you think about Day Wilson, you think about Oliver. Late in game, so valuable for Kara Lawson as Day Wilson goes inside, feeds Balagoon, whistle, an extra step and a travel. Balagoon looked like maybe she got hit in the face there, asking for a foul as we take a look at Robinson connecting from the corner.
You see Celeste Taylor has to help. That's a nice drive and kick out to Robinson. Timely shot.
As we said, just their second three-pointer, 2 of 8 tonight. And the first time they hit one here in the second half, they turn it over in transition.
That's one thing they can't do right now if they want to stay in this one. Got to take care of it. Just give Jay Wilson an opportunity to eat some more precious time off that clock.
19 on the night for Amanda Butler's squad, and for Duke, that's their 11th steal of the evening. Meanwhile, inside, Heidi's hacked at, and she'll shoot 2. And the foul will be on Hank, I believe, and that'll be her 4th. And you see the good penetration, and Heidi able to draw a foul. And you're talking about foul trouble. I mean, you got 2 of 4 for Clemson, Robinson and Hank. Brown has 4 for the Blue Devils as the free throw rattles out for Heidi, who makes him at a 56% clip. Are you at the point now where it's got to start launching from distance if you're Amanda Butler's squad down by 9 with 2:25 left?
I mean, you've got some time, but you got to score quickly because Duke, Duke's just going to come down and use that clock up. It's not a lot of possessions left. You want to take good shots, but they got to happen earlier in the shot clock, and you have a long-range opportunity, but the last thing you want to do is turn the ball over. There's the Duke defense again in the passing lane. Reagan Richardson. So many defensive weapons in the Duke arsenal. Make it so difficult to make the next pass, to reverse the floor.
And as you said, she wasn't even looking. She just had her arm in the right spot in the passing lane and got the deflection.
And Duke wears you down mentally. I mean, when you play against that pressure all night long, it just wears on you.
As Day Wilson brings it across. Content to work the clock. Why not? Up by 9 with just over 2 minutes to go.
We know what a crafty ball handler she is. Duke's going to go into a little spread the floor action. Oh, Celeste Taylor
launches. No. This place was ready to explode if that one would have gone down. Kara Lawson squad off to their best start in nearly a decade. Best start since the 13-14 season. against a schedule that's 9th nationally in terms of difficulty, 2nd in the ACC, as that one goes begging for the Tigers.
Coach Lawson telling us how they focused on their defense this summer and what a difference it has made for the Blue Devil squad. They're pretty stellar on the offensive end, but they are winning games in the position they are, undefeated in the ACC because of their stellar defense. As we see Celeste Taylor drive to the rim, put her shoulder down, and a Hank
out of position, and that's her 5th. So that's the end of the night for the senior center, the Aussie. And Amanda Butler is going to use the extra time to talk with her team before they make the substitution. And Inyang will come in with 1:36 to go and 2 free throws to the Blue Devils. 60-51 our score. I mean, you think about this defense, it's hard to kind of wrap your head around. They've held each of their opponents this year below their scoring average, and barring something miraculous, Clemson isn't going to get to 69 tonight. They just, as you said, wear you down over the course of the game, and just enough offense, some good shooting, key plays by Taylor. At times this year it's been Balagoon. At times it's been a little bit of everybody. As you mentioned, 7 different leading scorers as the free throw is good. And Taylor has 18, but, you know, Taylor and Balagoon. We talk about the 7 different leading scorers. Balagoon's led him 5 times, and Taylor's about to do it for the 5th time this season as she hits the 2nd.
To be a great defensive team, every member of that team has to be willing to put in the work, and that's what you see from Duke. Every player that comes off the bench plays defense at a very high level.
I mean, Richardson with some key thefts here in the 4th quarter. 62-51. There's the jumper. That is just the 2nd field goal for Clemson here in the 4th quarter as Whitehorn gets it to go. And it's 62-53, 83 seconds to go. Final minute 23 of the 4th quarter. David Shumate, Debbie Taylor with you. As number 16 Duke appears like they're closing in on win number 15. They'll go to 5-0 in the league if they can hold on with this 9-point cushion at home. They've never trailed in this one, leading by as many as 14. Clemson tied it at 26 late in the 2nd quarter, but a big 3 for DeJesus as there's a tie-up in backcourt. The possession arrow is going to keep it with the Blue Devils. The 3 from DeJesus, almost a 4-point play, couldn't get the free throw, but it gave the Blue Devils, I don't know, maybe not momentum, but certainly stemmed the tide right before halftime, and they started the 2nd half really strong with the 3-point shots, making 3 of their first 4.
And they've just been really solid down the stretch. And right now for Clemson, they've got to come up with a steal, force a turnover. They got to gamble here. They got to go after it. They got to start to run and trap. They need this ball back. Duke's just going to try to run the clock out. And the question is, when does Clemson foul?
Well, half the shot clock is gone, but they are going to foul here as Douglas gets called for a reach-in. I don't think they were trying to give a foul. They're just playing aggressively, and if a foul is called, so be it. And to the free throw line goes Cheyenne Day-Wilson. She's the 2nd in double figures tonight. She had 10. She has 10, and at the free throw line looking for point number 11 on the way.
She's an 84% free. God, we are just we just need to be quiet. Just need to be quiet. Wow.
11 of 17 tonight for a team that hits them coming in on the year at a 77% clip.
Tigers need a quick bucket here. They got to get it in and down the floor.
10-point cushion with 1:08 to go.
And substitution lets Duke get in their press. See Balagoon with the face guard here.
Clearly, Amanda Butler trying to get some shooting out there, taking out Whitehorn, who struggled from distance this year, although she has one here tonight. As Douglas penetrates, pulls from 3 up top. A high arcer that's good. So Douglas gets one to go, her 10th of the season. And it's down to 7, under a minute to go in Cameron. And trying to give the foul, and finally the whistle goes to Bradford. Late in the game, there's so much strategy that comes in. You can call a timeout there if you want to advance the ball potentially after a made shot. But opting to trust her point guards, and why not? Carol Lawson, and at the free throw line are the Blue Devils with 54.1 to go.
Sometimes coaches want to save those timeouts for the very end, depending. You know, they're not out of the woods yet. Still 7-point game here. So you watch Clemson knocking down the 3, keeping it alive here.
Well, the other thing that's kept it alive, Duke is 4 of 9 at the charity stripe here in the 4th quarter, now 5 out of 10. And Amanda Butler is going to use a timeout to advance the basketball. As Day-Wilson now has 12 on the night, and it's 64-56. Duke by 8 with 54.1 to go. And you think about what Amanda Butler and her team needs to do here. Is it exclusively down to the three-point shot?
I think she's got a minute to go. Not necessarily best available shot, but a quick shot. She's going to draw something off that board to do something quick. She's either going to figure out a way to isolate and go into the post or get a shooter off a screen for a quick three and hopefully be able to get into her press.
Clemson trying to avoid a third consecutive loss that would take them to 2-4 in the ACC. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils trying to get to 5-0, but nothing easy. You look what's ahead for Kara Lawson's squad. On Sunday, they'll head down to Atlanta to take on Georgia Tech, but ranked opponents coming up. Number 22, North Carolina. Right after that, a rivalry game. Virginia Tech lurking at 13th. I mean, there is nothing easy in this league.
Night in and night out, you have to come prepared to play the opponent you're going to play. And you know, tonight, Duke defensively came prepared. Shot great from behind the arc. Clemson's still alive in this one, and there's the open look.
Bradford couldn't get it to go a little bit offline right. It's out of bounds and over to Kara Lawson's squad. And I think they will use a timeout here to advance the basketball.
Bradford looking a little bit surprised at how open she was right there. I mean, she was wide open.
Well, three-point shooting has been the story here tonight. Clemson 3 out of 10, Duke 9 of 24. That's an 18-point differential in an 8-point game as we get another look. As you said, maybe a little bit surprised how open she was on the closeout from Kennedy Brown. Hesitated for just a second and a little bit short on that one.
Yeah, when you see 6'6" with an arm extended running at you, it may make you think a little bit.
Talk about the upcoming schedule for the Blue Devils. Let's take a look at what's ahead for the Tigers. They'll head to Pittsburgh to take on the Panthers on Sunday afternoon. And what you said at the top, maybe one of the best, certainly one of the best teams in the country, maybe the best team in the league, Notre Dame right after that.
Notre Dame's a lot of fun to watch. They've got so many great players, and they're just playing incredibly well. But I like this Clemson team. I think they got a lot of spunk. They play hard. They're certainly going to be a contender in the league. And right now, 9 ACC teams projected by Charlie Cream to make the NCAA tournament. Clemson, you know, they've got a lot of games left to play, a lot of improving to do for their freshman, Ruby Whitehorn, I think he's been pretty impressive today.
As there's a foul. I mean, we talk about the win for the Blue Devils, beating NC State in Raleigh 72-58. Amanda Butler's squad has a signature win. They beat Virginia Tech 64-59, number 13 team in the country. And we actually talked with her about that earlier today, about how there's kind of proof of concept. You know, you tell your team all the time what they're capable of, but sometimes you got to beat somebody to do it, and she said that was a big step for them.
Big step, and a big step in confidence. When you see the work pay off and what the coaches are telling you come true, then you're ready to play the next one. And they took that, and they won their next game against Wake Forest, a close one. They finished it by 1.
As Jesus knocks down a pair. She's the third into double figures now. 11 for her, and a 10-point game, 66-56 as we head towards the final 30 seconds of Cameron.
Now you've got to start looking at some long-range shots.
Robinson, Yang going to try a jumper. That won't go to Jesus, the rebound, and Amanda Butler is going to call it off. No fouling here, as the Blue Devils are going to win their 10th straight. Very impressive start to league play. Now 5-0 and 15-1 overall, continuing to climb their way into national prominence. I don't think there's any question that under Kara Lawson, this Duke program is back.
Duke program is just having an amazing season, and I don't know if anybody expected it, but they're here and they're competitive and they're willing to make a run for the ACC championship. Only undefeated team left in the ACC, 5-0, 15-1. Great night for the Blue Devils.
Very impressive here tonight. They were challenged, but they never trailed, winning it by 10, 66-56. For our producer, Chad Lampman, our director, Caleb Waters, and, of course, my broadcast partner, Debbie Taylor. I'm David Shumate. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night from Cameron. The Blue Devils take it by 10.